Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Virtue's Last Reward. That's like the second time I've done that. This is the problem when I get too busy I can't record this regularly. I apologize, you guys. Last time we got to the voting round and everyone was a nice person! Hooray!
You did just like you promised, Kay.
Okay, why don't I get credit? Credit for Sigma!
How could I choose Betray after what Phi said to me?
Tenmyoji and Dio voted ally too.
That was one we were really wondering, but yeah, Tenmyoji did say he'd...
Of course. If we hadn't, Alice would have died.
Yeah, well, that's about it, I guess.
Dio is still salty about being overridden. I wonder if Tenmyoji had to, like, hit him or something, or, like, you know what, I'll walk out of there, and you'll be, like, corpse on the side of the road, and no one will give a shit.
We should thank the both of you as well. I'm happy to see you also chose ally.
Well, we're all just the best friends.
Oh, I didn't have anything to do with it. That was all Sigma.
Yay!
Then thank you very much, Sigma.
Finally, I was wondering, I wanted my credit. I wanted someone to give me a high five. Not necessarily you, Kay. Your hand is made of metal.
Sigma? Sigma, are you alright?
He's still freaking out about being probably a robot. Which is about all I can figure from the weird goop, because I'd actually forgotten that Golem said that there was, like, something going on with one of the people in our group, because he wasn't really super specific about it. Someone in comments did say no, he was pretty much strongly implying, and that certainly makes sense to Sigma, which is also strange. Like, obviously I'm a, like, T-1000, and that you can't easily tell because none of them have really reacted to me.
Come on, what's wrong?
Yeah, just say I have, like, wax for blood. It's fine.
Just say something.
Oh, that actually makes sense because he said he was still, like, finger quotes, bleeding freely, because obviously he's not going to clot. Huh? Oh. Yeah, looks like we all allied. Woo!
Sigma, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you've been acting a little out of it ever since we came out of the AB rooms. What happened? You make it past at Luna and get shot down?
No, nothing like that. She wouldn't shoot me down.
Hey man, it was a joke. You remember what that is? A joke?
I don't know why you can't just tell them. Like, you're not going to be able to hide that, especially the fact that it keeps leaking.
You're in pretty bad shape, huh?
Before Dio could continue, a heavy metal rumble of doors shutting echoed through the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates.
Yep, we kind of know about that.
There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want to?
Okay, so it appears I can't skip this. I immediately tried, because this should be very similar to what he said the last time we were here.
Then, that means...
We can play the AB game as many times as we like. Right?
And if everyone keeps allying, we'll be fine.
Hey, Zero Jr. said something about this, didn't he?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
Yep, so who am I with in this particular timeline? Because I've never been down this path before, well, obviously, but I mean, like, even this wing of it.
The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit, too.
Yeah. Right. Sorry to be a pain, but could you all show me your bracelets?
Oh, it's going to be extra fun if I'm leaking
I want to
fluid.
see what all your colors and assignments are.
I don't know how their arms out towards him. So terrified to follow suit, and certainly refusing will only draw more suspicion. So I held my arm. Yeah, just tell them, dude. Like, I know it's going to be a big thing, but hiding it is not going to get anywhere. And then my hand, I skipped a beat.
so Dio and Kay are a yellow pair. Luna and I are both pairs, but our colors are different.
Right. You're a cyan, and I'm magenta.
That makes Sigma the only solo, huh?
Interesting. I've never been a solo before. I mean, I guess in a sense, I've always been a solo because whenever I go into the rooms, it's me voting and never the other person.
A red solo. So what are the 4 we left in the infirmary?
Luna and I are pairs, so 2 of them are our partners.
That means the other 2 are solos.
Indeed.
Although, I guess we don't know what colors they are.
Yellow and green.
They're probably green and blue.
God, I keep doing that. For some reason, I think yellow's the primary color.
Why's that?
Didn't you see them? There are a bunch of white doors in the Floor B warehouse.
Although, again, it actually may be that... this game is messing with me a lot when it comes to this. Because I think yellow actually is a primary color in America, and Japan has a different color theory than we do.
They have to be the next set of chromatic doors.
Ah, yes. Phi and I saw them as well. On our way back from the garden with the unconscious Quark. And there they were.
Because I'm pretty sure, at least in American color theory, the primary colors are red, blue, and yellow, and green is between blue and yellow. And orange is yellow and red, and then purple is blue and red. If I remember correctly, which is probably why I'm continuously getting it backwards, because this game operates on Japanese color theory. Are you showing me how to get somewhere, or because I don't feel like I should be at floor B at this point? Okay,
Each one
yeah.
had a box just like the doors on floor A. Given that, I don't see how there can be any question. Those white doors are our next set of chromatic doors.
I think that our bracelet combinations will have to add up to white in order to open the secondary doors. The pairs are cyan, magenta, and yellow. You see?
Yeah. If we need to make white, then the other 3 colors would have to be red, green, and blue.
Yep, we've established that before, but I'm still not allowed to skip this.
Right.
Oh, I was pressing the wrong button, but I'm still not allowed to skip it, so...
Good. Now that we've got that figured out, I'm heading back to the infirmary for a bit. I want to check up on Quark and Alice.
I shall accompany you then.
I need to get a bandage.
Might as well go with you, I guess. No real reason to hang out here.
Well, what will you 2 do?
I need to talk to Sigma about something.
Oh. See, I didn't get shut down.
Something?
Usual pleasant expression been replaced with something much more sullen. Just noticed there's something wrong with me. What did you want to talk about? I was sure of it. Managed to keep my voice sound almost relaxed.
Whoa, hold on. A private talk?
Yeah, ditch, leave, take a hint.
What are you guys plotting?
We're not plotting anything. I promise. It's nothing.
Fine, whatever. See if I care.
You tossed out the mixture of arrogance and feigned disinterest, and marched out of the yellow door. Serge and Kay quickly followed. In moments, all 3 had disappeared. So, I was almost certain I knew, but there was always hope. I just acted as if I was genuinely confused.
Oh, I don't really like this room. Could we go somewhere else?
Yeah, plus they'll probably try and eavesdrop in this room.
Good. I found somewhere nice when I was looking for Alice earlier.
That's a loaded statement. Is she gonna try and kill me now? I kind of doubt. She's definitely been the, most reliable person, which actually, to a certain degree, makes her the most likely to be Zero. Only because, and hear me out here, if Zero was playing this game, engineered this game, he would naturally not try and... The whole purpose of the game is to see if we can work together, or if we, our distrustful natures will naturally pull us apart. It doesn't do him any good to set this game up and then rig it against us. Or to set this game up and then, intentionally deviate from the whole purpose is what are we going to do? So if Zero was in this game, he would act exactly like Luna's acting, where he's just always trusting and always going to go along and be allying and not work against anyone because he wants to firsthand see what we're going to do. Kept my mouth shut and followed Luna as she headed off.
You know this place?
Yeah, well, sort of. I'm here when I was looking for Alice.
Oh, I see.
So, it's interesting because in this timeline he didn't. Because he had to replay this timeline and go straight to where Alice was.
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in the whole facility with anything green. I feel kind of silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors.
I mean, don't be... It literally is modeled after being outside. That's not silly at all. You're silly.
I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy. Oh, there's a bench over there. Would you like to sit down with me?
See, I told you she wasn't shutting me down. I know I made that joke before, but the more she talks, the closer we get to that. She sat down softly and gently, and I lowered myself down next to her. Wow, we even get a... Answering, she lifted a tiny birdcage pin she wore in the palm of her hand. She was silent for a moment, and then began to talk.
Can I tell you something?
Obviously you can.
This is actually a music box.
Really?
Yes.
Well, he went and said the same thing that I said, and therefore the voice was completely wrong. She twisted the key on the bottom, and it made an almost imperceptible winding noise. Doesn't sound much like chirping. When she released it, soft, clear notes drifted out. It's a nice song. But why'd you bring that up?
Because I wanted you to know, I guess.
Where are you going with this, lady girl?
I wanted you to know more about me. Maybe it's because I'm so shy, but I don't really have any friends. Or even any acquaintances, really.
What is... I've seen played so many games where someone's like, yeah, no, literally no one ever talks to me. I just don't think the world works like that. You'll have people with less friends than others, but someone that's completely socially isolated, I find that difficult to believe.
So I've sort of always been alone. It was really hard. I felt so lonely a lot of the time. And it hurt. It felt like I was just kind of going to collapse from the inside out. That was when I got this music box. Someone very important gave it to me. They didn't say anything, but I felt like there was an unspoken message behind it.
Now that's a really interesting statement. Some random person is brought up as giving her a music box. I have a feeling... For a second I was thinking it would be Alice, but that doesn't make sense because it's Clover that's horrifically attached to Alice. But it's someone either in this game or possibly in the third game. But they wouldn't just bring up this important person, not list who they were, unless they are going to be somehow related to the plot.
Luna, happiness is closer than you think.
Oh boy, the idiom that changes your life. Courage is the magic that turns dreams into reality.
Do you know Maeterlinck's The Bluebird?
I can't even pronounce Maeterlinck's. Wait, yes I can. Well, I know the gist of it. I think it starts on Christmas Eve. His brother and sister are named Tiltil and Miltil. And Mytil? Those are weird freaking names. Those are some Cthulhian names right there. And has to find a bluebird by this old woman. And they travel to the dream world. Or something. Anyway, those of you can catch this bird, you can make a wish come true. So they visit all these different places, but they can't find it. Eventually, they give up and go home. And when they wake up, the bird's in a birdcage in their hut.
That's right. It's a well-known story,
I've never heard of it.
and it teaches a simple lesson.
The things that you pursue can only be caught when you return to living your standard life. Overindulgence in a single goal will lead to ruin. Actually, not really ruin. That story would not say lead to ruin. Yeah, happiness is closer than you think.
Right. It got me thinking. Maybe the person who gave me this music box was trying to tell me just that. I don't know if that's true.
I mean, but it sounds nice, doesn't it?
Maybe all of this is just in my head, but I really felt like that was what they'd meant. It was so kind. I kept it with me all the time, like a kind of good luck charm. But one day I realized something.
I learned something today.
There was another meaning to the bluebird.
Do you know why the caged bird sings?
In Maeterlinck's original story, it doesn't end with them waking up.
For a split second, and granted, this may be just me being tired and late, is like, but my brain immediately went to, do you know why the caged bird sings? It sings for thee. I was like, wait, no, that's the death bell, not the caged bird.
Yes. When Til and Mittel try to feed the bird, it leaves the cage and flies away. And then the story ends.
What about the moral, then?
It changes. Now the message is that just when you think you found happiness, you lose it again. I thought about that for a while, but in the end, it didn't change how I felt.
Good for you.
I don't know what they intended it to mean when they gave it to me, but I decided how I was going to look at it.
Yet your life is yours to live. You can't live your existence on what someone else expects you to be.
It means that happiness is something you should always be looking for. And it's only when you're pursuing happiness that you're truly happy. You know, Sigma,
So this does not really seem like the deep conversation I was expecting. I was wanting some confrontation over the fact that he may or may not be a robot, probably is.
I think you might be Til.
All I know about Til is that he's a Cthulian that is searching for happiness in a dream. So I'm not sure what that means. What?
You know, the boy who the old lady asked to find the bluebird on Christmas Eve. Can I ask you something?
You literally just did.
Where did you find Alice?
What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. Where did you find Alice?
Room 2, in the crew quarters.
Where were you before that?
Well, I was in the lounge. As if we were split up to go look for Alice. Is she going to think that I'm the murderer because I found her immediately? Or not really? That doesn't make sense because she ran away from us.
So you went from the lounge to the crew quarters, where you found Alice. And then you rushed her to the infirmary, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell me this then. How do you know about the garden?
Yep, okay.
Just now you said you'd come here when you were looking for Alice. Didn't you? That doesn't make any sense.
Yep, and it's funny when he brought it up, I'm like, actually in this rendition, he never came here.
There wouldn't have been any time for you to visit the garden while you were looking for Alice. So tell me, Sigma, how do you know about this place?
She thinks I'm Zero, which is ironic because I just spent a long time talking about how I thought she might be Zero. I didn't know what to say. Interesting sun motif. Maybe I'll explain to myself. Why had I told her I knew about the garden? Why had I told her I'd been there before?
Sigma, are you a robot? Have you always been here?
What?
See, it would make so much sense if you were. That would explain why you knew about the garden and And it would explain that cut on your left hand.
Of course you saw it, you flippin' moron! I don't know why you're trying to hide it, like, seriously. So you did see it, huh?
Yes. I've been told that robots these days have what's called artificial biological tissue, or ABT, on top of a metal skeleton.
Apt.
It makes them look almost exactly like a human. And ABT uses this white liquid instead of blood.
For some reason, when they called me a robot, it hadn't really fazed me. Maybe because it was just so out there. It didn't sound like a real possibility. Or a theory you get from someone in a nut house. Still, my hand was still oozing white liquid. Was I really a robot? No, that was impossible. I need to stop doing that. I wish myself so much to give me heart palpitations. Aren't you a little scared? I do think it's very likely that he is, mainly because we've also got that bit from Golem.
Scared? Why would I be scared?
Well, let's say I am a robot. There's a pretty good chance Zero's pulling my strings. That would make you my enemy. I actually disagree with this one. I do not, for a second, think that Zero views these people as his enemy. He set up this game for a reason. He didn't just want them to die.
Oh, I guess so. Well, even if you were, I wouldn't be scared. Maybe because you're a robot.
I'm not scared because you're my enemy, but you're dumb.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
I have. Isaac Asimov.
They were a set of rules created by the science fiction author Isaac Asimov.
I
that
just
he used
said
in
that.
several of his stories.
Yep, if I remember correctly, the first rule is to never do harm to a human. The second rule is to never, through action or inaction, never allow a human to come to harm. The second rule is never place yourself in a situation that would cause structural damage to you. And the third rule is obey all orders or all commands that do not violate the first 2 rules. Rule 1. One may not injure a human being through inaction or allow a human being to come to harm. Rule 2. Disobey any orders given to a human being. Oh! Must protect its own existence as long as it's protected. Okay, I got the second and third rule backwards. It's just an ideal, though. If you look towards that, I don't think you'd ever actually achieve it. I mean, depending on how you program them, robots can do pretty much whatever they want to.
Yes, you're right. But I believe in them. In you.
I believe some arbitrary rules that were put that I've heard about in science fiction book apply to you if you are a robot.
However you're programmed, I don't think you'd break any of the 3 laws. A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic.
That's interesting. I wonder if that means that if I ever got into a and granted the game may intentionally not put me in a situation ever, if I got into a situation where choosing betray would actually kill someone, I wonder if Sigma would not actually allow me to select betray.
That's not you. You have a heart. You're a good person. It's in your eyes.
Oh, you've been looking at my eyes, huh?
Well, I guess I'm just kind of assuming you're a robot. There's still a chance you're not.
Yeah, I just have weird white blood. Maybe my blood is excessively lipemic because I eat just like ice cream every second of the day.
We should run some tests.
Tests?
Yes. Well, the atom should be able to tell us.
Oh, yeah, the thing in the infirmary.
Is someone there?
That's interesting and weird.
Just me.
Oh, never mind.
Sorry, but can you guys come over here? I need you to see something.
Am I a robot? I looked at each other, shrugged, and stepped into the bushes. Into the bushes!
Welcome. I just got here a little while ago.
Did you hear what we were saying?
I mean, if anyone in this game is going to be an eavesdropper, it's definitely Fi.
No. Were you talking about something you didn't want me to know about? Whatever. Just have a look at this.
I mean, we were about to go to the Atom, and so it's not like anyone else would not know. Aha! I was just thinking that the bombs were in this timeline. This is...
Antimatter bomb.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure someone didn't move it here from the crew quarters.
Yeah, this is the number 1 bomb.
In fact, I'm pretty sure it's an entirely different bomb. Look at the number on the side.
Yeah, I already did.
And the one in the crew quarters said 3, right? Then that must mean...
There's a second one somewhere, yep.
I've got more good news. Just think about the numbers for a moment.
You're saying there's a 2 bomb out there somewhere?
I can't be sure, but it does seem pretty likely.
Counting! Means we're dealing with combined explosive power of 3 tons of TNT.
Yeah.
Who planted them?
Was it you guys? I mean, you've been in here quite a while.
Hey, don't give me that. You're way more suspicious than we are. What are you doing in the bushes anyway?
Well, I was taking a walk. Fine. You got me. I heard you two were off talking in secret.
That makes a lot more sense.
So I got curious and went back to the Floor A warehouse. Of course, you weren't there. That seemed pretty suspicious to me, so I headed here.
I would say why here of all places, but she also has access to multiple timelines.
And just as I'd suspected, there you were, talking on the bench. I snuck up from behind so you wouldn't notice me. Then, just as I was getting close enough to hear, I found the bomb. So, believe me now?
I mean, I believe that's the truth. The question is how much you heard. But again, it doesn't actually matter how much you heard because you're about to go and have it tested in the Atom, so... So, who planted the bomb?
Honestly, it could have been any one of us. Anybody could have come here while we were all looking for Alice.
We need to tell everyone about this then.
Let's head back to the infirmary. Everyone else was already there when we arrived. Clover and Dameol, Kay and Dio, and of course Alice and Quark. Both seem to be sleeping peacefully. You never look at them and think they'd been completely insane not too long ago. I told them we found the number 1 bomb at the garden. Now Jim had number 2 bombs we found so far. There's probably a number 2 bomb out there somewhere as well.
Oh, this is bad. What are we going to do?
Well, I think Alice mentioned something.
Yeah, we just have to disarm them once we find the stuff to do it.
There should be an emergency deactivation password.
So it seems like, because one of the big questions I have about this game is why the bombs only show up in this timeline. In the other one, we have the dead woman. But I feel like both of them are ways in order to sort of force tension into the environment. The bomb gives us an unknown timer for us to get out and makes it more likely we'll betray to get out sooner. The woman causes Dameol to kind of come off center. Again, the one thing I do not know, and I don't necessarily want to know, but I don't understand why, because I assume the woman is still killed in every playthrough, but she only is found in a few of them. So why, like, they end up moving the crate and letting her be found in the other one, and I do not know what the difference is. Why they do it there and don't do it here.
If you enter that password, the device should, well, deactivate. You see it right here. There's a port. If we can find the password input device, we just connect it here. Then we can enter the password.
I mean, sounds
so
good.
If we have the password, we can deactivate them?
That is literally the point, yes.
Oh, whoa, hold on a second. That's great and all, but we need that password input device she was talking about.
Well, let's go get it. I'm sure that comes free in boxes of Fruit Loops.
Without that, we're still boned even if we did have the password.
Yeah. That's why I want all of you to let me search you.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me. Chances are whoever planted those bombs is in this room. There's also a good chance they've also got the device we need to deactivate the bombs.
That does make sense. Although the question is why Phi gets to be the searcher.
So you're planning to search us for it?
Exactly.
But
No buts.
Mini butts.
If you refuse, then I'll assume it's because you've got it and you planted the bombs. Unless you want that, I suggest you cooperate.
I tried to skip because I think we've seen this before.
Clear? Good. Now who's going to be first? Huh?
You only need to search one person.
What? Why?
Because I figured out who did it. I know who did it. It was in my mouth before I even realized I was saying them.
How can you... There's no way.
I met Phi's gaze and nodded, then turned away. I know who set the bombs. That person. I think we've been here before, and it stopped because I don't know who it is. Not with this timeline, anyway. And it's going to... You did it. Because I don't have the information I need to actually progress down this plot line. Yep. Like I said, I think it's done this before. I think there's another time... I think the other ending... One of the other endings ends basically right here. Again, why I'm making a separate save every time I get to a... one of these, I do not know. But yeah, I do believe that both of these are actually leading, or are actually at the same, you need to push forward. And this one does look like it keeps it all on moving, baby. So... then this one happens if we ally with Alice, because we betrayed her originally. Yes, I realize I can also come down here and betray and get a little bit... But like I said, I'm actually going to play this. I feel like Sigma is very, very, very committed to not betraying people. So I do want to go down every pathway where he's not an asshole before I play the other way. Because that's the way I'm playing the game, and you guys can just deal with it. So next time, we head here into the AB game, round 1. Look forward to it, guys.
Hey, it's almost time.